Alright, in this video I'm going to go over 3 different kinds of flooring, plus if you have a platform or something like that, I'll kind of give a little bit about a platform, or if you're trying to look and getting one, what you can use to do it. It's not going to be too much that you need, so I'll go over that as well. But we're going to get into 3 different kinds of flooring that I use almost every week, and so we'll get into this first one right here. This one is by, it's made by Troy Barbell and Fitness. It's a USA one. This is a thicker one, so if you do gymnastics or handstand push-up types things, so any type of gymnastic movement or anything that you want to kind of get a soft landing for, this would be a good one to get. So this one, as you can see, it's a little bit thicker. It's about an inch or so thick, and it's really soft, comfortable, and it also folds, so you can unfold it all the way to where it folds open, and then it also, you can fold it all the way back, so really easy to store, super small, lightweight, and those things has handles on the side right here if you need to move it. You can get multiple ones if you need to get a more base for your flooring on that part, but this one is good if you do any type of gymnastics works, or if you even do yoga or anything like that. This could also be something used for those purposes. If you go outside, do anything in those areas, this would be a good mat to get. Like I said, it does fold out, and it's really thick, and it's comfortable, and it has a little bit of squish to it, so it's made kind of a different type of foam piece inside of it, but it's easy to clean because it's just, all you have to do is just get a rag or something like that, and you can wipe it down. So super simple to clean as well, and then also, again, very light and small, so you don't have to worry about it taking up a lot of room or anything like that. I use this mainly for any type of gymnastics work that I do. I like to use this type of flooring because it's super simple to set up and put it back together and then put away. So that's this kind of flooring. This is a good one. The next one that we're going to go over is another foam one, but this is an interlocking foam. So the interlocking flooring, this is also good. You can store it and stuff, very easy to store as well, and put together and put up. So with the interlocking one, you can grab a bunch of mats and then just interlock it together. So if I can get it real quick, I'll put it on the ground first. But you just press down as soon as you line up all the pieces. Once you press it down, and it's interlocked together. So it's super simple to set up, and also if you want to take it apart, you can just pull and it takes right apart. This is also easy to clean. You just take a rag or anything like that, disinfectant wipe, any of those, wipe it down, and then put it up. The only thing that you can't really do too much on it, as far as what I've seen and done, is if you were to drop any type of weight, like a dumbbell or anything like that, it will like kind of make a dent in it. So that would be the one thing that you probably can't do with these, and it won't be good for. But again, if you do for yoga or any one of those things, any type of gymnastics, or if you just need some type of flooring to kind of pat down your gym or your home gym or anything like that, this is also a good one because, one, this doesn't shrink if it's cold outside. Same thing with this one. This one doesn't shrink either if it gets cold outside or anything like that. And then it's easy to put up and store. So you can get a bunch of these, stack them on top, and it doesn't really take up much space from there. So that's kind of the basics on this one. There isn't really too much wrong with it. As far as just, you can't really drop anything on there, so it's not good for weightlifting or dropping dumbbells overhead or kettlebells or anything like that. It's really good for just having something to walk on, doing sit-ups, gymnastics work, yoga stuff, any type of small padding. It's not super thick. If you can see here, it's probably, I don't even know how big that would even be, maybe a centimeter or so. Something like that. So it's not super thick, so it's not as comfortable as this one, but it is pretty comfortable because you can squish, it's foam, so you can't squish it in those things. But as far as everything else goes, I think it's a pretty good mat for what it does. And so this is a good one if you're just looking to get something to put on the floor. If you have hardwood floors or maybe concrete or anything like that, this would be good to put underneath. You can, if you have row machines or a treadmill or anything like that, you need to put something underneath it. You could also use this. This is probably, it's not going to do much to your machine or anything like that, so this could be good to use for those things. There's probably a little bit better flooring for that, but I wouldn't really suggest, if it's more expensive than these, then you could probably just use this for the most part for those types of things. But that's going to be the interlocking mats. So again, super simple to set up and take apart. They just interlock together. All you have to do is line them up, press it down, done. And if you want to take it apart and stack it on top. Super simple, and it's also pretty small, so you can get different sizes as well. This is just one of the sizes that they have, or that we have, and but you can get smaller ones or bigger ones. So this is the next flooring, and then the last flooring that we're going to go over is flooring that I'm standing on right now, which is rubber flooring. So the rubber flooring, this is good for a lot of things. So if you do lift weights, if you do drop things overhead, or drop things in general or anything like that, if you run, do those types of things, this would be a good piece of flooring. This is, in my opinion, the best kind of flooring, no matter what you have, unless it's inside on maybe a kitchen floor or like a living room floor or something like that. Then I'll kind of go with these two if you're doing stuff in your living room or anything in those ways. So these would be the ones for that kind of setting. But for anything else, outside, inside, I would suggest getting a rubber flooring. The only downfall is they are heavy, so if you pick them up, depending on what sizes you get, this is a 6x4 that I'm standing on. We have a bunch of these, but they are pretty heavy, so it's kind of hard to move. And you can't really, you can store it, but I wouldn't advise it. So I would say as soon as you set it down, just set it down kind of thing. Just leave it at that point. So it should be in a setting to where you can just leave the flooring. But it's not super soft or anything. It's not super squishy. None of that, but it is a little bit of a padding, and also it's, like I said, good for if you do any type of weightlifting, any lifting weights at all, and you drop weights or do stuff like that. That's a good one. Also running or agility and those things, it could also be good for. The downfall of the rubber flooring though is it does shrink whenever it gets cold outside, so there'll be small cracks in it whenever it starts to shrink. Right now it's not cold, so I can't really show you that part of it, but I'll take pictures whenever it does get cold and show you that. But for the most part, it stays pretty good together. So whenever it's cold, it does shrink. Also, if it is cold, it kind of reflects that. So if it's cold underneath, it's going to be cold on the mat. Same thing. If it's warm, it's going to be warm on the mat. But if you're in a garage or something like that, that's not a big deal. But other than that, I think for the most part, it's a really, really good type of flooring. It's what we have for our whole gym here. So if you're looking into getting one for a gym, home gym, anything like that, your garage, those types of flooring, this would be probably the best one I would suggest. And you can get this kind at many different places. I have a few links to them. If you want to get one, if you were looking to get one, you can look at different places. But other than that, it is really good flooring. You can clean it pretty easily if you have some type of big cleaner, or if you want to, you can either leaf blow stuff out on top of it and then just go over it. I use a towel sometimes just to kind of go over it with some type of disinfectant. So just dip the towel into the disinfectant, and then you can just kind of drag it across, and that's one way of cleaning it. Or if you have some type of machine or something like that you want to use, you can clean it that way as well. So it's not too hard to clean. The only thing, I guess, just the storage, shrinking, and those things that go along with it that are kind of the pitfalls of it. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through a kind of a platform setting. So if you do any weightlifting or anything like that, I'll kind of take you through kind of a setup in that way if you are looking to get some type of flooring for those things. This is going to be more of a simple setup and easy layout. It doesn't really require much, so Let me just take you through that real quick. Okay, so this is a pretty simple setup for a platform. It's just a big piece of plywood, and then surrounding it is the rubber flooring. So right here is just a bunch of rubber flooring surrounding this platform. So again, it's super simple. You don't have to do too much with it. There's 2 rubber flooring here, but it's lined up to where it is long ways. All right, so it's going to be a 6x4 rubber flooring, and the 4 foot-ins are lined up next to each other onto this. So essentially, this is a 8x6 or 8x4 plywood, pretty much, and then our flooring just kind of lines up. And then the flooring just kind of lines up around that. So super simple, easy, not too much. Don't have to go extravagant with the lifting platform or anything like that. But yeah.